Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to the vlog. Today is Wednesday, May 6th, and if in case you were wondering, I think we're down to 11 more days of school. So, we're getting there. I am ready for it, but I thought I would, come and say hi to you, and we can hang out while we, do the thing for the next probably 2 days is probably my guess. We were out of town this weekend. We went up to Atlanta to see the opera, which we do as much as we can. They did it Turandot, which is a big one, and it was so good and so fun. We got my brother to go with us, and he'd never seen the opera. He was like, "This is great." I was like, "I know." I don't think he thought he was gonna like it because he was very apprehensive. His girlfriend was much more into the idea, but then after he was like, "Oh, this is really fun." I was like, "I told you, it's so good." So that was a fun time. It's now Wednesday, but everything's still a disaster because Monday I got home and I had to get the dog from boarding, and then I had to spend all night getting things ready for the TPT sale that's happening right now. So that happened, and yesterday I was filming and in a bad mood, so I didn't feel like doing anything. So there we are. Anyway, today I actually got to leave early from school, which always feels like it should be illegal, like I'm like sneaking out, even though like there's a sub and I like put in for it and everything, because my choir director from college retired this year. So I went to his retirement party. He's also my choir director that I like, the choir that I sing in, so I still see him every week, but just it was nice to go to his little retirement party. I think he thought that no one was gonna come, but he didn't know that I knew about the party and that I had emailed everybody from choir, and so we did have quite a few people show up, and he seemed pretty touched that all of these people came to see him, so that was really nice. Anyway, so I'm home now, actually at like the same time I normally would have been home because I was a lot closer when I left, and I think I'm gonna take the dog on a walk. It is a beautiful day, and then I really want to go sit outside in the sun. It's like all I have been wanting to do. I have had no sun, it's been colder than usual, and I've been busier than usual, and I've been not out in the sun. And so yesterday, that was like all I could think about, but I had videos to film. So I did go sit in the sun, but it wasn't until like 7 o'clock at night, which was fine. But today I just want to go sit in the sun. So we're going to take a walk. We're going to go sit in the sun. And then at some point I do need to finish unpacking. I have some cleaning tasks that'll probably get done tomorrow. I think I'll probably unpack today and then clean tomorrow. And yeah, we've got curriculum to work on. And that's pretty much the gist. Was there anything else? I really got to finish my bullet journal. That's about all I got. So let's go change your clothes, take the dog on a walk. I really want to plant some stuff, but I also feel like it's maybe not the best thing to do today. So we'll see. Let's go take the dog on a walk and stop wasting time. Yeah, sound good to you? Yeah, okay. Do we see the cardinal on the bird feeder now? How close can I get before you fly away, Mr. Cardinal? That close. Get it. Pretending I'm on vacation on a random Wednesday afternoon. Reading this book. I'm about halfway through, and it's so good so far. Really fun. Alright, took the dog on a walk and went outside and just watered the plants. Was able to sit in the sun for a few minutes. I ended up doing some journaling. I feel like this is not a big enough knife, but it's gonna have to work. And it was just like the nicest thing ever. feel like I have become a better person. And I am now like, how can we do more of that? I don't know if it's the spending out time outside or just the like slowing down a little bit. I don't know, but it was just so lovely. And I took like a super quick shower, unpacked my stuff, and now we're working on dinner. Husband loves broccoli. Fun fact, I do not love broccoli, so I'm cooking him broccoli. I'm gonna have fruit salad. And by fruit salad, I mean strawberries and kiwi, because that's what I have. The main reason I bought kiwi is because I'm gonna try to grow it in my garden. I got kiwi seeds to grow a few years ago, but it was before I knew anything at all about gardening, and you know, now I know like this much. So I'm hoping I can keep them alive. I got them to like grow a little bit, and then I kind of didn't know what to do with them. So there we are. Also, I heard the other day that you can eat the skin of the kiwi. Is this true? And if it is true, do I want it to be true? Because it's like furry. So let me know your thoughts on that below. I'm going to chop this up, keep cooking. We have steak tonight, hallelujah. And then see if I can get some of these seeds. I have some pepper seeds out of a pepper, which yes, I have sprouted a grocery store pepper before. And now we're gonna see about getting some kiwi sprouting. So this way, instead of paying for seeds or plants, we just pay for your food. Haha. Hey, happy Thursday. It is dark in here. I was gonna take Nyla on a walk, but I think it might start raining again, so we need to check on that. But anyway, hello. Yesterday I got quite a bit done. I did get to do all the things we already talked about, and then I worked on my curriculum. I'm now at an impasse because I'm not sure the best like format. It's almost all done. So I was looking, and my original plan was to have a PDF where I share the folders, but I didn't know you can't copy a folder in Google Drive. So I don't know if that's going to be like too difficult, because I had like a folder for each month to make it so that it's, you know, easy to do because everything's in there. But they have to be able to make copies because they have to like edit things. So I don't know if that's the best or not. So it's partly cloudy. It doesn't say it's gonna rain. Hi. So maybe we'll go on a walk. But I did get that done, and I ordered my dress for May Day and a tennis skirt to wear for field day next week. Those things are both next week, although it's supposed to rain for the next like week. We've had zero rain for weeks. It's actually been like really bad and really dry here, which is wild. It's rarely ever it rains a lot, so that was really shocking. So it's rained quite a bit this week, and then it's gonna rain like a bunch more. So I got this dress from the Amazon. It is cotton, it's pink, so hopefully that will work for our big May Day celebration. I take my third graders to downtown, and there's like a big program, and each class learns a dance. And I can't get the other one for some reason. There it is. And then I bought this really fancy knee-length tennis skirt for field day because I needed something to wear for field day. So there we are. That's gonna be my Tuesday and Wednesday, assuming it doesn't rain. I don't know what we do if it does rain, so we shall see. School's over in 10 days, so like if May Day gets rained out, I guess we just get rained out. I don't know if we can reschedule. I don't know. Anyway, I did that, and then was very productive last night and this morning. I got the lesson plan for children's church done, including figuring out the Mother's Day gift. I ordered some little picture frames off of the Amazon because we're gonna do fingerprint hearts. So like I'm cutting out like a heart template, and they're gonna use, I bought ink pads instead of paint. They're gonna do like their fingerprint all over to make like a colorful heart, and we're gonna frame it. And they can write like, you know, love you mom or whatever. So that'll be cute. I was having a really hard time because I am not in church on Sunday. So I had actually my plan for what I was gonna do for Mother's Day, but since I'm not the one in there, I was like, ooh, I don't want it to be something like difficult. So I had to find something else that was like easy enough that someone else could do it without it being super difficult. So anyway, that's what they're gonna do. Hopefully it's adorable. We shall see. I don't think I even saved the picture of it, but there we are. What else do we do? I wrote emails for going out next week. And I think that's all. That's all. I mean, that's quite a bit. So, you know, all is relative. Anyway, today I need to clean, which I really don't want to do. Oh, I also went to Target and I returned a pair of shorts on the way home. Okay. Today I need to clean, which I don't want to do. But I think I'm going to take her on a walk, and then I shall come back and clean. And I desperately do need to clean. So it doesn't matter if I want to do it or not, because it needs to get done. There we go. People will give you all these like motivation hacks and like, you know, productivity hacks. But the reality is, if you can just be like, nope, it needs to get done, I'm gonna do it, your life's gonna be a lot better, because that's the real thing. And then I would like to see, this is the thing, I want to paint, and I want to play in my garden and plant things. Maybe we'll plant things today. And I want to, like, this is where I'm at. I'm like, I want to read books, and I want to take a bath, and I am just at the point of the school year where I no longer care about anything. I'm like, I don't care. What are we doing at school? I don't care. What, you know, is the house clean? I don't care. My office is a disaster. I don't care. Did I get up when my alarm went off? I don't care. Like, I'm just done. I'm ready. Oh, I don't know spam risk. So that's the vibe. I really don't care, but I do need to do some stuff. So I'm gonna do that. The other thing I did this morning, this is really random, is I had like a few minutes and I could have like done more work, but instead I did one book review in my reading journal, because I love my reading journal. I think it's a great time, but I have not done a book spread since like October, and it's May. So I actually skipped a bunch of pages from last year so that I can go back and do them, and then I haven't done a single one. So the other day I went out and I like sticky noted which books were gonna go on which pages, and I still had not done any. So today I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick one and I'm going to do that. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I find when I get busy, especially when I get stressed, when I'm busy, when there's a lot of things going on, like how tomorrow I have to stay after school for a musical, and there's grades due, and there's this and there's that, and I just don't care about anything. When I get really busy and stressed, it's easy to not do the things that make me feel like myself. And so in doing that this morning, oh, a cardinal just flew across the yard. In doing that this morning, it was almost like taking back a piece of myself and being like, no, I'm gonna do this thing because I feel like it. And so for me, if I can paint, if I can journal, if I can do those things, it makes me feel like I'm holding on to who I am. And I find that if I go a long time without painting, without playing piano, without having these things, having guilt-free reading, without having like these chunks of time where I do those things, that I don't feel like myself anymore, and I just feel like a stress ball. because I'm just like a productivity rat or something. I don't know. So even when I'm busy, like that took 5 minutes this morning. I could have done it at any point in the last 5 months, but I did it this morning. So I got one done, and yeah. So I guess this is kind of turning into like a little bit of a self-care situation. Getting outside, spending time in nature is good for the soul. Eating yummy foods like kiwi, good for the soul. Doing things you actually care about, good for the soul. Yeah. And just thinking, like, 2 days ago, I ended up like working. And then finally I like took a bath late at night, and I was like super grumpy because I had been working all the time and I was just overwhelmed, and then my bath didn't feel good, and it just was not fun. So do some things that make you feel like you'll feel better when you're busy. Okay, I think I've stalled long enough. Let's go walk the dog and clean. Oh, and now we have the female cardinal under the tree. They're so cute. I should fill up the bird feeder. That's fine. Also, if you have any hacks for like getting rid of spam calls, let me know, because it's been bad. Oh, now it says it's not going to rain on Tuesday. I guess we'll see. Okay. Alright, no rain on the forecast. Let's go walk. I almost forgot to show you. I got, falling. Becca. Jelly shoes this weekend. I wasn't planning on it, but we were at the mall and I saw a lot of jelly shoes, but I saw these and I was like, I must have, because this is like more of a style that I've been wearing a lot recently. And they're just so fun. And it's just such a throwback because I definitely had jelly shoes when I was like 5. They might have even been pink. They weren't this style though. They were like that really chunky style, which they did have those for adults at J. Crew, but I went with these. They were like really heavy. These are like really lightweight and flexible. So they're cute. They came in other colors too. I was looking at the purple, but I liked the pink because it's kind of more of like a neutrally color. I felt like I could wear it more and it would kind of blend in more with my skin and just be a little bit less weird. I would not say they're like the most comfortable shoes ever. Sorry, now I'm really distracted by all the birds that are under the bird feeder. Because now we've got the male and the female cardinal and a blackbird out there. I did wear them all day. They did rub a teensy bit on like my pinky toe and a little bit on the back, but that might be gone. But like I brought backup shoes to wear in case these hurt, and I did not need them at all. So I am excited. They're just so fun. So I'll link them down below in case you also need some jelly shoes. Walk felt good, but case in point about that end of the year apathy. The door handle just broke again, and I do not have the brain power to deal with it. So it's only broken from the outside, but I went around and got it on the inside and it closed, and I just left it. It's gonna be mine. It's gonna be mine. Okay, we can do this. Okay, that was an hour of my life. That was not super fun. Apologies for the noise. I've got the air fryer going. Everything in my body is now like, I wish I had chocolate cake. You know what the problem with the internet is? I know how to make one. But for now, we're gonna have salad and chicken, and we'll go from there. But while that's cooking, I'm going to plant my kiwi seeds and my pepper seeds in my egg container. I've been saving this egg container for this purpose. Is this like the best time to do this? No. Is this the best place to do this? No. Are we going to anyway? Yes. Oop, glad I put that paper towel down. Okay. Dirt. Probably supposed to have like special dirt. So, I don't know much about gardening, obviously. But I enjoy trying. And I enjoy like having flowers especially, and like watching things bloom and all of that. Like, it's a really good time, and it's so satisfying when you're like, you know, I planted these seeds and I got them to grow, and now they're, you know, pretty zinnias. Oh my gosh, my zinnias in the yard last year. Well, this is my next point. Unlike with most things in my life, with gardening, I'm just kind of like, just go for it. I guess I am kind of like that with everything, but I have a much more chill attitude, I feel like, with gardening, where I'm just willing to like halfway do it. Most things I'm like, I gotta be, you know, 100% in everything, but in gardening, I'm like, we'll just see what happens. For example, my zinnias in the yard. Last year, I found some zinnia seeds, I think from like the Dollar Tree. And so I got my zinnia seeds and I threw them on the ground. And you know what? I had zinnias all year long, all season long. I planted them in like July, and I had zinnias everywhere. Okay. I guess we'll do 6 and 6. And then this year, guess what? My zinnias came back. They came back, friends. And so now I have zinnias again, which is very exciting. I'm gonna wash there's like kiwi on these seeds. See if I can get this off. So anyway, I have a very chill attitude when it comes to gardening. Some people are like real crazy about, you know, you must do these 87 steps to like get something to grow. But here's my philosophy. In the wild, they just fall on the ground and then they grow. So like, you know, as long as you're growing things that work in your area, I feel like it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so that's my 2 cents about plants. I just want to have a good time, so we're just planting some kiwi seeds. I have gotten store kiwi and store peppers to grow from seeds in previous years, so we'll see how this goes. I also love propagating, so like cutting off pieces of plants and then putting them in water and like growing more plants out of the plants I have. So I like always have something sitting on the windowsill. Right now I have basil, lavender, and roses because I have seen some different ideas for like how to grow more roses. So we're trying that. Okay. All right. Seeds in the thing. Kiwis on the left. Peppers on the right. I'm gonna cut the top off and like stick this in a plastic bag, and then it should be time to eat my chicken nuggets and my salad. Okay, go. They're like sticking to me. Sticking to me. Okay, there we go. All right, a little dirt on top, and then we'll need to get it nice and wet. Alrighty. Let's eat. Oh, so close. That's good enough. off, right? Okay, take two. I had another take, but Nyla destroyed everything. So, got dinner, eaten. It wasn't hard. And then I poked around on my computer for a little bit. I have some conferences I'm doing this summer, so I wanted to get those done. And now I'm just going to update my bullet journal. I probably could have worked more. It's only 9:15, but I just... honestly, after spending an hour cleaning, I was not here for it. But it was nice when I walked upstairs and it like smelled clean, so that was nice. I have my bullet journal all sketched out and I have been using it, but I have not finished coloring it. So I think I'm going to use these Ohuhu acrylic markers. I use them for my bullet journal and my reading journal setups, and then I haven't really used them since. So I think I'll use them because it's more watercolor's not the vibe I want. I wanted something more opaque, but so I think this is gonna work. Hopefully we'll find out. But yeah, just a thing to make it fun. I do, even when I end up really late with my bullet journals, I like to still do them and be kind of overkill with them because it forces me to make sure that I am being creative at least once a month, which again makes me feel a little bit more like myself. And so when I'm busy, this is like the only outlet that I have is in this. So that's where we are. Thankfully, I will soon not be busy anymore. So it's honestly in May, it's all about the countdown. So that's where we are. This is a little darker than I want it to be. Okay, see if there's a different one. These do layer pretty well. Yeah, so I feel like I should tell you something like really inspirational as I do this. I don't feel like I have much inspirational at the moment. We're really just trying to make it to the end at this point in the year, which all the teachers feel me on that. Like, it just kind of is what it is. I have been really feeling it because in the business this year, I was like looking back and thinking through, and I was like, man, I feel like I really didn't get that much done. And in large part, it's because I had so many like big projects. Last year, I was thinking that was my strategy, was let me do big projects instead of smaller things, and like let me try to, you know, get more stuff done by having these bigger projects. But what I didn't account for was just like the mental load that they are. And so I feel as though I have gotten nothing done. Now, that's not really the truth because I have gotten stuff done, but because all of my projects have been like massive projects, it has been really taxing on me mentally because I feel like I've gotten nothing done. And then it's also been a whole thing because I've been trying to be a person who actually like finishes what she starts before I start something new. And so, for example, I have been trying to not start something new until I finish with my curriculum. But since I haven't finished the curriculum, it has just caused me to then not have anything new, and it just like messes with my head. And I know that like I need to finish the curriculum, but it just is like this whole thing, honestly. So like when I get this done, this will be a whole year for first grade. I will not be doing the next grades anytime soon. I still think that the idea is good, and I still think it's probably a good idea to do, especially once I have that first one. But I will not be starting that this summer. Like, I am like, yowza, that just, it was not what I expected. And I do think that I could have done a better job of keeping on track and keeping myself working on things. But like, overall, I just honestly, I just didn't do a good job. And so it has been yet another piece of what has stressed me out this year. This year I've really learned to let things go a bit and stop caring a lot. Not in a bad way, but you know, like you can get really caught up in like wanting everyone to think you're doing a great job and wanting, you know, this happened and that happened. And I just, this year, I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, I want to be good, but I don't have to do everything at 100%. And I'm like just now figuring this out. And that's kind of the vibe that we are currently on. So that's where we are. Was this supposed to be a waterfall? I do not remember. I'm doing mermaids for May. Mermay is the vibe. So I don't really have anything inspirational. We're just trying to make it the next 10 days. And then I'm just trying to get the curriculum done so that it can be done so that I can finally like move on with my life and do something else. Specifically, I want it to be done so that I can finish my kids' book and I can send my kids' book to publishers so that that can get done. There's a lot of things. I feel like this school year, I really just had so much that like, I thought I was going to get done. I thought I was going to get done. Thought I was going to get done. And it just like never got done. And it just kept going. And that has been the vibe this year. It has just continued and continued and continued. And I'm just ready for things to come to an end, you know? So that's the vibe. That's where we are. This is more peachy than a skin tone like I was hoping it would be, but it's gonna have to be what it is. So yeah, that's all I got for inspirational. I am looking forward to summer. I have started making my summer plans, so that's exciting. At least we've got that going on. And just trying to like, we don't have anything. We have a vacation at the very beginning of summer. It's a much better color. And then we don't have a lot of like going out of town, but trying to figure out like what I'm going to do with my time, what I'm going to do in the business, what I'm going to do not in the business, and just kind of like all that kind of stuff. So that's been much more of a happy thing to think about, rather than just being annoyed that there's yet another day in this week. You know the other thing I'm doing this week? I'm going to Starbucks tomorrow. That's how I'm gonna get myself up and out of bed in the morning. So that's really all I've got here on this lovely Thursday. Tomorrow we have a musical at school, so I will be there late. But that is the last after school function, I believe. So I do still have different things during the day to deal with, but I don't have any more like after school. So that's exciting to at least have like something a little bit done. So anyway, how many days do you have of school? If you're still in school. If you're not, I'm exceedingly jealous. If, you know, you are just doing the TPT full time. I'm aware that I could. And we're on that journey, but not quite yet. So I'm gonna call my mermaids, and I will see you in the next one, where hopefully things will be a little lighter. Okay, bye.